Guys, I'm back for another update. It's been a crazy week, as you can see from the title of my video. Let's start at the beginning. Well, I did my first load from Kalamazoo to New York, which went good. And then from New York, the load I picked up in New York was going to Denver, Colorado. And I figured that's kind of far away. I normally don't go all the way to Colorado. So I asked them if I was supposed to T-call it. And so they had me T-call it by Toledo, Ohio. So that was cool. And at first I had a load going from there to Detroit just to deliver it. They took that away from me and gave me a load picked up just south of Toledo going to Sutherland, Virginia. And then that's still kind of far away. It was supposed to deliver in Virginia on Thursday. So that would really be pushing it for me to get home on the weekend. But I'm like, whatever, I kind of like Virginia. I'll just take it unless they say something to me. So picked it up, and what I had planned was to take 64 across, but instead their fuel solution that they gave me had me taking 70 to 79. It was kind of a different route than what I had planned the night before. But instead of getting a hold of them and changing it, I was like, whatever, I'll just go this way. It's no big deal. So I went their way and got fuel. I don't even remember what state I got fuel in. West Virginia. So I got fuel in West Virginia. And it had me going. I had to go through Washington, D.C., and I really didn't want to. It was really busy. It was like 5 o'clock at night. And it's hard to find parking around there. So I stopped before I got there because I didn't want to risk running out of time because of traffic and trying to find a place to park. So I stopped at a truck stop. The hill, I was really heavy. It was like 77,000 pounds. So I was really straining on the hills. And I hate that glare in my glasses. I'm sorry. I'm trying to hold it so that it doesn't show. That was a distraction. I'm sorry. But I don't remember where I was. Yeah, I was having a hard time doing the hills. It was also heavy, and I was on 68 in West Virginia. Anyway, all of West Virginia is really hilly. And I smelled brakes, but I had a truck in front of me and a truck behind me, and I wasn't on my brakes. And so I was like, so when I stopped, I checked them, and I just didn't smell anything. So I'm like, the next day I'm going to keep an eye on stuff. And so I took off. I got up early in the morning and took off at like 4 in the morning because I wanted to get through Washington before it got too bad, or tried to. And I was on the road for about an hour, and everything seemed to be okay. I was keeping an eye on my gauges, and I got to the top of one hill, and the sun was just starting to come up, and I could see it starting to smoke, like that. So I immediately pulled over. I didn't know if it was my tires, or my brakes, or under the hood. So I got out for a second, and it was coming from under the hood. So I got back in, and I shut the truck off, and went to open the hood, and all of a sudden my antifreeze gushed out the bottom. It was pouring out the bottom of the radiator. So I lost all my antifreeze. So I was on the side of the road, went and put my reflectors out, called my company, and they got me a tow truck. I had to wait about 3 hours for the tow truck to show up and take me to a Freightliner dealership in Hagerstown, Maryland. So I was like, yeah, it was. I knew I probably wasn't even going to make it home for the weekend. You know, I figured the dealership probably won't even look at it till the next day, which they didn't. So they got me a hotel there in Hagerstown. It was right next door to the Freightliner. So I just walked over there and then walked back the next day and hung out outside waiting for them to get my truck in to find out if they were going to be able to fix it right away or how long it was going to take. In the meantime, Crete had another driver come and take my trailer to make the delivery. So I waited around all day. I actually got sunburnt from waiting outside. We were inside for a little bit until another dog came in. And so then we went outside. And I would say like 1, 2 o'clock, I found out they told me they'd have it done by Sunday night. This was on Friday. And so I thought, well, I'll just hang out here for the weekend is what I would have preferred. But I had to let my company know, and they wanted to try to find me another truck. The first thing they came up with was a truck that was at somebody's house way out in the middle of nowhere in South Carolina. They wanted me to go recover that truck. And he's like, I told him you're probably not going to be comfortable with that. And I was like, no, I really don't want to. And so I waited a little bit longer. He called me back again, and he had a truck in Manchester, Tennessee. He said it was at a truck stop. I could go pick that up. It was a 2024 Kenworth. And I thought, well, cool. I'll get a new truck. He said if I like it, I can keep it. Just take all my stuff when I go. So I went and got my Uber to get the rental car back, loaded all my stuff in it, and I emptied my truck completely out. I figured I'm not getting that truck back. I'm done with it because it's getting like 420,000 miles. So they're going to be retiring it soon anyway. So in that, oh my gosh, it took me like 3 hours. It was horrible. Climbing in and out of the truck, carrying the stuff out to the car. And, awful. But I got it done. And so then I got a hotel room for the next night because I was so tired. And I looked it up, and it was like 640 miles to Manchester from Maryland. So I got up early the next day and drove down there. And I didn't really know what to expect. I assumed the person either quit or got fired, so they would have taken all their stuff. Well, it turns out they told me he had a heart attack or a medical emergency. And so all of his stuff was still in the truck. So I wasn't expecting that. And then I opened the door, and I about fell over from the smell of the smoke. And there's just cigarettes and ashes and food, and oh my God, the truck is disgusting. I might show you a little video at the end if I could get a video of it. But I was just disgusted. I said, I don't want to put my stuff in here. I don't want to sleep in here. I'm not doing this. So and it was Saturday night when I got there. So a lot of the head people of the company aren't there. But I'm like, I can't do it. And so I called them up. Finally, they decided to get me a hotel in Lenore City by the terminal. So I get the hotel room, put all my stuff in the hotel, and then I can go back and just bring the truck up here. And by the time I drove down there, and then it was a little over like 2.5 hours to Lenore City to get the hotel. I'm like, that's enough driving for one day. It was already like 10 o'clock at night. So I'm like, I'll just go in the morning. And then I looked up the rental car place, and they are closed on Sundays, and it says you can't return it. They don't have a drop box. So I had to call Sunday morning and like, I can't return my rental car. I can't go get that truck because the place ain't open. So that's where I'm at now. It's Sunday, so I'm hanging out for the day. I said just wait till Monday when everything's open. So tomorrow morning I'm going to leave early, get there right when they open, and turn the rental car, bring the truck back, see if they want to clean it, and go from there. Either I'll get it or they'll find me another truck. So I'll update you tomorrow and let you know what turns out. But yeah, it's been a bad week. I didn't make it home for the weekend. Hopefully soon. Maybe I'll get home a little early this week. Hopefully I can get on the road tomorrow. I don't know how long it's going to take them to clean that. I talked to the guy today because I went to the terminal to do my laundry. And I talked to the guys in the shop about it, and they said it could take a couple days, so we'll see. Yeah, wish me luck. Hey, I just want to jump back on here and update you guys so I get this video posted. That I had to, once I returned the truck, I went and got it and brought it back to the terminal. They said it would take about 2 to 3 days to clean it. And then they decided to send me back to Maryland to pick up my original truck. So I had to get another rental car. So I waited till the next day because they didn't have any rental cars that day. And went back up to Maryland, put all my stuff back in my truck, and finally got a load back home. So it was a long couple of weeks.